behavior, right? I noticed a lot of women over 30 do this, right? They just can't accept accountability for their actions that have led them to where they are, right? And when I talk about women over 30, I'm talking about single and unmarried women over 30, okay? Women who have failed to lock down that high-value male in their 20s when they were at the peak of their physical attractiveness and instead tried to ride it out, right? Tried to ride out their hand, didn't cash in their chips, and now here they are, over 30, still single, still unmarried, and now damaged goods. Because as I tell you guys, most women you meet over 30, the reason why they're still out there, they're unmarried, still single, is because they're damaged goods. Okay? Because most good women get married off in their 20s. They have guys lining up to marry them in their 20s. Make no mistake about it. Good women are always taken. They're never single. They're constantly in relationships with guys because there's always a line of guys wanting to date these girls, wanting to marry them off, wanting to spend their lives with them, dedicate their lives to them. But here are these other women. They're over 30, still single, still unmarried, and it's like, what are they still doing out here? Why are they still out at the bars and venues? Why are they still out at the clubs? What are they doing still here? Right? How come you're not at home with your man? Why aren't you out there enjoying life with your family, your husband? Oh wait, you don't have one. Right? No, I'm a career woman. Right? And now that you're in your 30s, now you're trying to pick up the pieces and you're trying to lock down that high value guy. And the problem is now you can't, okay? Because that same high value guy that you could have had in your 20s is now going for the younger generation of women, right? That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works, right? But you don't see a lot of these women in their 30s just accepting accountability for that. Instead, they want to go out there, they want to attack the messenger. You know, if you tell them the truth, if you espouse any of these words, they're going to be like, hey, you know, I was working on my career, or that's not my fault. Actually, it is your fault. Okay, it is your fault because a lot of women over 30, especially if they're attractive, okay, especially if they're attractive, that's a red flag if they're still single over 30. It's like, why would you still be single over 30 if you're hot and you're cool and you're a good woman? No. You know, because if you were hot, cool, and a good woman, I mean, you would have a fleet of guys every single day at your doorstep trying to marry you off, you know, in your 20s. And at some point, you would have just chosen one of those guys and been like, yeah, you, man, you're the coolest guy and hottest guy and most high value guy that's proposed to me, right? But instead, a lot of these chicks over 30, the reason why no guy put a ring on that finger is because there was something wrong, right? There was something wrong with that chick. And I found a lot of it goes back to the chick just being too disrespectful, too loud, too mouthy, too boisterous, okay? Not able to shut her mouth, not able to cut it, all right? Too much shit testing, just lacking that ability to be a lady, to act like a lady, to act feminine. And as I've told you guys over and over, no man wants that, okay? No man wants to be with a woman who's going to act more masculine and more dominant than he is. Yet, these women want to rationalize the reasons for why they're still single and unmarried over 30. Okay? And why they're still out there partying at the bars and clubs. Right? It's ridiculous when you see these women in their 30s and their 40s, still single, still unmarried, and still somewhat attractive too, right? You could tell these were former hotties. It's like, how come some guy didn't marry you off? What is wrong with you? Right? And then the more you get to talking to her, right? The more you get to know her, the faster you realize this is why no guy wanted to marry you, right? You realize like, yeah, you're hot, but this is why no guy put a ring on that finger. This is why, that mouth, that attitude, that disrespect, that's why, right? So take accountability for that. You know, especially these single moms over 30. I get a lot of like single moms hating on my videos. Not all. Actually, I've had one or two that I've actually supported it. Surprise, surprise. And thank you very much. But I've gotten, like, the overwhelming majority of single moms have hated on a lot of my topics, that, especially the ones that I've done on single moms, where they've said, like, hey, it's not my fault that, you know, the guy I chose impregnated me, ran off. It's not my fault he was abusive. I had to get rid of him. What am I supposed to do? Stay with an abuser? It's like, no. But who chose that guy? You did, right? You chose him. You chose that guy, okay? Because at the end of the day, women are the gatekeepers of sex. So if you spread your legs for some, like, abuser, that's on you, right? That's on you. But you will never ever hear a single mother actually take accountability, take responsibility for her bad decisions in life and just say, you know what? I'm a single mom because of my own bad decisions. I chose the wrong guy. It is my fault. I do not blame society. I do not blame you as a man. I blame myself. I don't even blame my partner. I blame me. I chose him. It was my own doing. I chose him out of my own free will. I had sex with him out of my own free will. You know, I didn't choose the highest value man I could have. I kicked all these nice guys in the balls. I went for the alpha bad boy, and I got what I wanted, and this was the result. You know what? It's my fault. Will you ever hear a single mom say that? No, no. You know why? Because that would require agency. That would require taking accountability for your bad decisions in life, which they don't. Okay? They don't. You know, instead, you know what she's going to do? She's just going to backward rationalize, because that's what I tell you. Women always backwards rationalize everything. She'll just say, you know what? He came along at the time, and I thought he'd be a good dad. I thought he'd be a good father, and, you know, we got along great at first, so, yeah, it's not my fault. You know, it's your fault. It's society's fault. Why weren't they protecting me? I thought society foam padded the entire world for women, right? No. You know, even when it comes to, like, shopping, when a woman, like, spends, like, thousands of dollars shopping on things she doesn't need, things that she just comes home and sticks in her closet, she will backwards rationalize why she spent all that money. Money that she didn't have to spend. Money that, you know, that could have went towards paying her bills. She'll backward rationalize, like, oh, I needed this, or I'll need it at some point in the future. Right? She'll just backward rationalize. I remember I was dating one girl who was, like, living with her parents, right? This was a while back. But she was living with her parents, no intentions on moving out. And I remember she had these big boxes in her parents' garage. And I'm like, what are in these boxes? And she's like, oh, furniture, couches. And I'm like, that's weird. I go, don't your parents already have furniture and couches? And she was like, yeah, no, this is mine. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this stuff? And she's like, well, when I get my place, it was on sale, so I bought it. So when I get my place, I'm going to put the furniture in my place. And I'm like, when are you moving out? She's like, I don't know, at some point, someday. And I'm like, you don't even have any plans to move out, but you bought all this furniture? And she's like, yeah, it was on sale. I'm like, wow. By the time she moved out, I'm sure that furniture was already outdated, right? But again, she was backwards rationalizing the purchase because she spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this furniture that she had no use for. Okay, because that's a woman's, like, behavior. She'll backwards rationalize. Even if a woman decides to have sex with you on the very first night, right? She decides to have sex with you, instead of waking up the next morning and feeling bad about it, like feeling like that buyer's remorse, instead she will backwards rationalize, and she'll just be like, oh, he was a good guy, or oh, you gotta YOLO once in a while, you only live once. Right? She'll just backward rationalize. She won't accept accountability for bad decisions. She won't accept responsibility for, like, going out there and getting drunk and then just going home with the first guy that fed her compliments, right? She won't take responsibility for that, because at the end of the day, women don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to apologize. Okay, I've told you guys this before. Women don't apologize. Okay, they're never actually sorry. Even if they say the words, they're never actually sorry, right? Because at the end of the day, it's always somebody else's fault. They are constantly pointing the finger at everyone but themselves. And even when they know deep down there's no escape, there's no one to blame but themselves, they will backwards rationalize their decisions, whether it be with dating partners, whether it be with, you know, getting drunk and bringing some random guy home. Right? They will constantly backwards rationalize. especially these women over 30, right? They backwards rationalize the reasons why they're still single, why they're unmarried, instead of accepting accountability and being truthful with themselves, like, hey, maybe I was too much of a bitch to these guys. Maybe I shit tested way too many times. Maybe I could have let off a bit. Maybe I could have gave him a neck massage from time to time. Maybe I could have made him feel like a man for once. But no, I was too loud, I was too mouthy. But instead, to backwards rationalize why I'm still single, I'll tell new guys who approach me, I'll just tell them that, hey, no guy snatched me up. I'm still single because I was chasing my career or I was too focused on school. Are you saying that people who chase their careers and too focused on school, are you saying these women never get married? Of course they do. When they're good women, right? When they know how to shut up once in a while. When they know how to be feminine, how to be ladies. These women still get married. They have no problem. But you're telling me that you can't get married because you're too focused on school and building your career, pretty much like everybody is in their 20s, right? Are you saying that like all these people who get married in their 20s are basically not doing anything? No, of course not. But, like I said, they'll always backwards rationalize, like, nope, it's not my fault. Not my fault, mister, why I'm still single, why I don't have a ring on my finger. Nope. Just, I've dated bad men. I've heard women over 30, a lot of women over 30 that I've seen out there, still partying, still clubbing. I'm always like mystified. I'm like, you're actually pretty hot. You're still an attractive woman. I'm like, why didn't you get married in your 20s? I always quiz them, right? And they're always like, nope, they were just bad men. For some reason, I just attract bad men. And it's like, maybe because you're a bad woman, right? It's like, hello, accept some responsibility here. Why do you think you keep attracting the guys that you do if you have nothing but bad things to say about them? It's probably because you're that way. Because like attracts like. Accept some responsibility. Stop backwards rationalizing everything. Women are just phenomenal rationalizers. It's insane. They will rationalize dating some alpha bad boy, some jerk who treats them like shit. They will rationalize his bad behavior also, right? While a nice guy who's actually trying to be sweet to them and trying to like be good to her, she'll rationalize why she kicks him in the balls. She'll rationalize why he would make a bad partner. You know, most women over 30, they just backward rationalize all of their bad decisions, their bad behavior in life, and they either blame it on society, they blame it on you, or they try to play the victim, right? How many times have you heard these girls play the victim if they don't get a certain job, if they don't get hired somewhere because they weren't qualified enough? Instead of going, hey, maybe I need to get some more experience. Maybe I need some more education. Maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe I need to do this. No, instead, oh, that company's sexist, right? They're sexist. They only hire men. They don't want to hire women. Okay, they're afraid. They're afraid of women. Can't accept responsibility. You know, even in their careers, they can't just be like, you know what? Maybe I need some more experience in order to get this particular job, right? Instead of doing that, instead of accepting accountability, they blame everyone else and play the victim, right? Women love to play the victim. It's like, I'm the victim, right? They didn't hire me because they're sexist. That's why. They hate women. That company hates women. I don't care if they're women working there. Okay, they're probably not even real women. They hate women because they didn't hire me. Me. Woman, it's woman over 30's favorite words. Me. Right? That's her favorite note. It's the only note she could play. Me. That's the reason why she's single. Is because she's always made it about me. That's why you're single. So take responsibility. Stop rationalizing why you are. Stop rationalizing all your bad decisions. Stop rationalizing all those nights that you're going out and getting drunk and bringing home the random stranger. Okay, take responsibility for that. You didn't settle in your 20s. You kicked all those nice guys in the balls. You could have got a high-value male back then, but you didn't. You passed them all up. You continued to ride the CC. You continued to go out there partying, clubbing, and now you're stuck out there, right? Now you are stuck out there. And you know whose fault it is? It is yours. So accept responsibility for it and stop rationalizing and stop blaming society. With that said, I'm out. Until next time, this is M. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's very, very important you guys subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton, and too many of you guys are still not yet subscribed.